real Vaishnavas, they are pseudo devotees who are apparently making a show of being a devotee, but apparently their consciousness, their thought process is only on sense gratification. Now, even though they may be staying at the Radha Kund, but that may not purify them because of their being obsessed with the desire to enjoy. That's why. So that's why one has to understand in a proper way, in proper parampara, that how one has to. First of all, as we began, we also discussed previously that actually everything begins with Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam. So initial five to six slokas are very, very essential for us. When we can do that and try to become, better in those applications of that, then we can think of, all this Radha Kund or other things. But then immaturely, when someone wants to go to Radha Kund or, get into such things, which it may end up in disaster. And this disaster may cause one's own spiritual life also, where he may get deviated. He may think, "Oh, actually I did not got anything from Prabhupada. Prabhupada has not given complete thing." All these feelings will start coming in his mind. He'll judge Prabhupada's teachings and what Prabhupada gave us. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has not written any song on this. As I mentioned last few shlokas, he didn't mention any song. So I think so ninth verse we saw that one. No? Now the 10th one, we directly have Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur's that special commentary. We will just see it, we'll read it, and then discuss on that. Yeah, is it visible for everyone?
Yes, Swami.
We saw the shloka and then here is Shri Upadesha Amrita Bhasha by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Prabhupada. सत्वगुणे अधिष्ठिता पुण्यमान कर्मी हरिप्रिया जन बलि गाय सब धर्मी.
सत्वगुणे अधिष्ठित पुण्यवान कर्मी हरिप्रिय जन बलि गाय सब धर्मी.
कर्मी है ते ज्ञानी हरिप्रियतर जना सुख भोग बुद्धि ज्ञान ना करे गणना.
कर्मी है ते ज्ञानी हरि प्रियतर जन सुख भोग बुद्धि ज्ञानी ना करे गणन.
ज्ञान मिश्र भाव छाड़ी मुक्त ज्ञानी जन परा भक्ति समाश्रये हरि प्रिय हन.
ज्ञान मिश्र भाव छाड़ी मुक्त ज्ञानी जन पराभक्ति संसाश्रये हरि प्रिय हन.
भक्तिमान जन हैते प्रेम निष्ठा श्रेष्ठ प्रेम निष्ठा हैते गोपी श्री हरिर प्रेष्ठ.
भक्तिमान जन हैते प्रेम निष्ठ श्रेष्ठ प्रेम निष्ठ हैते गोपी श्री हरिर प्रेष्ठ.
गोपी हैते श्री राधिका कृष्ण प्रियात्तमा श्री राधा सरसी प्रिय हय तार समा.
गोपी हैते श्री राधिका कृष्ण प्रियतमा श्री राधा सरसी प्रिय हयता नरसमा.
से कुंड आश्रय छाड़ी कोन मूढ़ जन अत्यंत बशिया चाय हरिर सेवना.
से कुंड आश्रय छाड़ी कोन मूढ़ जन अन्यत्र बसिया चाय हरिर सेवन.
So Sri Bhakti Thakur is saying here, Sattva guna adhishtita punyamana karmi haripriya janabali gaya sava dharmi. So basically, he is saying amongst all the people who are on the path of dharma, the pious karmis who are situated in the mode of goodness are dear to Lord Hari. Now this is like a beginning of the ladder. Huh? Don't think that this is the absolute thing what he's saying. He's going by step by step. All those who follow path of dharma declare that the pious karmis who are situated in the mode of goodness are dear to Lord Hari. But then who's more dear to them? Karmi hai te jnani hari priyatar jana. Now better than karmi, who's dear to the Lord?
ज्ञानी.
The jnanis. Yet even dearer to the Lord, to Hari than the karmis are the jnanis. Now why? Sukha bhoga buddhi jnani na kare ganana. because they had no consideration about mundane happiness and sense enjoyment. That's why Gyani are little more better than the karmis, than the pious karmis. Then he's saying now, okay, Jnana Mishra Bhavachhadi Mukta Jana Mukta Jnani Jan. Those liberated jnanis who have abandoned the path of bhakti mix with jnana. And Parabhakti Samashraya Hari Priyahana and have taken shelter of the path of exclusive bhakti are more dear to the Hari. So Jnani, we saw Karmi say Jnani, from Jnani one was given that path of Jnana, but is taken to the exclusive bhakti, they are more dear to the Hari. Now Bhakti Mana Jana Haite Prema Nishta Shrestha. Those are fixed in the prema are considered to be the greatest amongst all devotees. Prema Nishta Haite Gopi Shri Hari the Preshta. And amongst all those who are fixed in prema, the Gopi is the most beloved to Sri Hari. You know this word Preshta comes somewhere? Preshta.
प्रेष्टालिभि सेव्य मानुष
Huh?
मरामि प्रेष्टालिभि सेव्य मानुष मरामि
Preshta Levi Seva Manus Marami. Okay. Anywhere else? What does the Preshta means? Preshta क्या मतलब है?
like most beloved in this context.
That's Preshta is someone who is Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. He's very dear to Krishna. That's why Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. Krishna Presthaya Bhutale. प्रभुपाद की प्रणीति में आता है सब चीजें, है ना? तो प्रेष्ठा मतलब क्या? Someone who is very dear. It's very, very close. Then he goes ahead and said, Gopi hai te Shri Radhika. Now, among gopis, Shri Radhika is the most dear to Krishna than all other gopis. And then, along with Srimati Radharani, say Radha Sarasi Priya Haya Tara Sama. The same, the Kunda of Radharani is also equally dear to the Lord. Say Kunda Ashraya Chadi Kona Mudhajan, who is that foolish person who can abandon this Ashraya of shelter of such a place? And then अन्यत्र बश्य चाय हरि का सेवन, मैं कहीं और जाके कुछ तो कर लूंगा हरि का सेवा. This is very impossible. Basically, it's making a point here that actually someone who is getting the opportunity to be at Radha Kund is the most fortunate. He's most, because this is so dear to Srimati Radharani, and because Srimati Radharani is dear to Krishna, that Krishna's this kund is also dear to Krishna, also equally. Again, as I said, there is no much explanation from our side because we are not done that. We are not yet developed an iota of that affection for, or to speak of Srimati Radharani or Krishna or this kund. It's very far off for us. So basically, at least whenever we get an opportunity to get this jala, we can honor that jal. Understand there's a liquid prema of this liquid prema of Srimati Radharani to Krishna, and then at least we can honor it. At least we can mentally honor it, physically honor it. Great. Actually, if you see overall, most important thing for us is how we got access of Radha Kund is because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. If Prabhupada were not preached Krishna consciousness, where was the thought of we knowing Radha Kund today, and today on Sunday evening we're discussing about Radha Kund. We could have done so many other things today because Sunday is the day when people want to go outside, go for restaurants or for watching some movies. So nowadays movies have become more Krishna conscious because of Mahavata Narasimha, but just a point that people could have done so many things. For us, festivals, all these places would have just remained a historical, because Garv se ko hum Hindu hai, that's why some importance we have. But more and above those things, there no other significance would be there. So that's why everything we do, every yatra we go, every time we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, every time we visit a temple, or anything we get about to take prasad, we should always remember this is because of the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his followers that we are going to getting to do these things. Otherwise, we could have been engaged in so many other sinful activities, sinful life, and such a life, such an impious life would have led. That's why every yatra we go, specifically we go to Radha Kund, we should always understand actually why I'm here, what's my qualification of being here. The highest thing, it's like आप लोग जाओ और फिर आपको बोला गया कि भाई ठीक है आपको प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ आपका अपॉइंटमेंट फिक्स किया है, आपको मिल गया अपॉइंटमेंट प्राइम मिनिस्टर का. It's so rare thing. But here is a supreme personality of Godhead, someone who is dear to supreme personality of Godhead, Srimati Radharani. We are standing on the kund of Radha Kund, and if we can just have that gratitude towards our parampara, that actually if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not done, if other acharyas, every acharya had to go so much difficulties. Bhaktivinoda Thakur had to spend at least 12 years to find a bona fide authentic copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. For us, it is so easy. We can just go to Jeevdaya, purchase one set, and we get CC, authentic bona fide copy of CC. Bhaktivinoda Thakur spent 12 years searching for those copies. Updesh Amrut, what we were discussing, was lost. It was Bhaktivinoda Thakur who found it. We initial first lecture we discussed at the Raman temple. And every acharya, be it Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, be it uh, be it any acharya you see, our six Goswamis, or we have Baldev Vidyabhushan, everyone had to struggle. Some had death threats, some had to undergo, torture physically, some had to, someone's, property was seized, some were, banished, but they never gave Krishna consciousness. They continued with their contribution. So when we see our acharyas, just like I try to see like that. Like whenever you go in the morning in front of Prabhupada, it's like, we are reporting. So your servant Yugal Shyam Das reporting Prabhupada like that. You should report. ऐसा लगना चाहिए हमको कि भाई हमारे commander in chief को हम report कर रहे हैं. And similarly, we see that how our acharyas, I was making a point that how every acharya has done so much unique contribution, be it on the level of personal sacrifice, be it on the level of, where it cost their life, be at the cost of, sometimes uh, facing so much inconvenience which we can't imagine. Prabhupada had to leave his night rest so that we get the books, so we can at least leave our day sleep and take out some time to read his books, because at least that as a reciprocation of that gratitude to Prabhupada. And the same way for all the acharyas. Every acharya has, has some or other. We have this Baldev Vidyabhushan where he had to fight with this, uh, with people who said actually Gaudi Sampradaya is not bona fide. Yes, he prayed to Govinda ji, and then there's Govinda Bhasha which came. We are saying that every acharya, every personality in our, no one was, we never seen acharya relax, sitting relax, आराम से बैठे हैं, मस्त बैठ के हरि नाम जप कर रहे हैं. Haridas Thakur had to go 22 market places. He was beaten because of chanting Hare Krishna. So every acharya, you take any acharya, he had to undergo that because he wanted to glorify Krishna. He wanted to propagate our sampradaya ahead. And just imagine if they would have thought, okay, अरे भाई ये सब इतना क्यों करने का, आराम से बैठो, मस्त जप करो, ये सब क्यों पढ़ने का. We would have not got so many things what we are getting today. So at least it's our responsibility that we take this very nicely, get trained in the philosophy very nicely, and become the messengers of this philosophy for others. Share the what we have got with others. Then only that culture and sampradaya will sustain. You see the how the onslaught of Maya is there around us. So it's our everyone's prime duty to understand this, apply this, assimilate this, and then become the beacons of of this message for others. There are so many people around there looking for this message. Why we should be so much miserly that let's be happy with our own bhakti. Again, as the topic of movie, we see Prahlad. What was his feeling? His feeling was that no, till the time every foolish, if every foolish rascal till the time it doesn't go back to God, I want to stay here in this world. That was his feeling. He wanted to make sure that every living entity takes to Krishna consciousness. Now, since Prahlad has desired that, that is going to happen, irrespective whether we participate or not. Now, if we want to get benefited, जैसे बहती गंगा में हमको हाथ धोना है, so benefit लेना है, then we have to jump into the Ganga. The Ganga may not come to us. We have to jump into the Ganga. So we have to take benefit, and after taking benefit, become those torch bearers of that message for so many. As you start giving it, you understand there's so many people who are looking for it, and we were so miserly that we were so much into comfort zone where we feel like ठीक है प्रभु अभी थोड़ा सा मैं relax कर लेता हूँ. I am not saying that you should not relax. What is required for the body, you should do. Rest is required, prasad is required, exercise is required, care is required. It's okay. But along with that, we should always at least little come out of our थोड़ा stretch zone में रह के थोड़ा कुछ हम कर पाए थोड़ा सा. Then we can also be some way contributing to the our mission. What our glue researcher has already done. So based on this, now let's move to the last concluding shloka of our Upadeshamrita, which again is the most important shlokas of this. Okay, so let's Yeah, text number 11. कृष्णस्यो शोचे प्रणय वसति प्रेष्ठोभि अपि राधा कुंडम चास्य मुनिभिरभितस्तादृग एव व्यव- व्यधायि यत्प्रेष्ठैरपि अलम् असुलभम किं पुनर्भक्तिभाजनम भाजम तत्प्रेमदं सकृदपि सरः स्नातुर अभिक्ष करोति. Translation of the many objects of favor, light, and of all the lovable damsels of Vrajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine Kunda is described by the great sages as similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kunda is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for the ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathes once within the holy waters, one's pure love for of Krishna is fully aroused. Only once. Why is Radhakund so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved object of Sri Krishna. Among all the gopis, she is the most beloved. Similarly, her lake Sri Radhakund is also described by great sages as a lake that is as dear to Krishna as Radha herself. Indeed, Krishna's love for Radhakunda and Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. Radhakund is very rarely attained even by great personalities fully engaged in the devotional service. Not to speak of what to speak of ordinary devotees who are only engaged in the practice of Vaidhi Bhakti. It is stated that a devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis if he once takes a bath in Radhakund. Srila Rupa Goswami recommends that even if one cannot live permanently on the bank of Radhakund, he should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. This is the most important item in the execution of devotional service. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in this connection that Shri Radhakund is the most select place for those interested in advancing their devotional service in the wake of the lady friends, Sakhis, and the confident serving maids, Manjiris, of Srimati Radharani. Living entities who are eager to return home to the transcendent kingdom of God, Golok Vrindavan, by means of attaining their spiritual bodies, Siddha Deha, should live at Radhakund, take shelter of the confidential serving maids of Sri Radha, and under their direction, engage constantly in their service. This is the most exalted method for those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this connection, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur writes that even great sages and great devotees like Narada and Sanaka do not get an opportunity to come to Radhakund to take their bath. What to speak of ordinary devotees? If by great fortune one gets an opportunity to come to Radhakund and bathe even once, he can develop his transcendental love for Krishna, exactly as the gopis did. It is also recommended that one should live on the banks of Radhakund and should be absorbed in the loving service of the Lord. One should bathe there regularly and give up all material conceptions, taking shelter of Sri Radha and her assistant gopis. If one is thus constantly engaged during his lifetime, after giving up the body, he will return back to God to serve the Sri Radha in the same way as he contemplated during his life on the banks of Radhakund. The conclusion is that to live on the banks of Radhakund and bathe there daily constitute the highest perfection of devotional service. It is difficult position to attain even for the great sages and devotees like Narada. Thus, there is no limit to the glory of Sri Radhakunda. By serving Radhakunda, one can get an opportunity to become an assistant of Srimati Radharani under the eternal guidance of the gopis. So, let's go to Radhakund. Now, let us see what other acharyas are saying about this. I'll just share this PowerPoint, and then we'll also see some other additional things about this exalted verse, where some exalted personality has spoken on that. श्रीमती राधिका कृष्ण कांता शिरोमणि कृष्ण प्रिया मध्ये तारा सम नाही धनी.
श्रीमती राधिका कृष्ण कांता शिरोमणी कृष्ण प्रिया मध्ये तारा तानार सम नाही धनी.
मुनिगण शास्त्रे राधा कुंडेर वर्णने गांधर्वी का तुल्य कुंड करये गणने.
मुनिगण शास्त्रे राधा कुंडेर वर्णने गांधर्विका तुल्य कुंड कर ये गणने.
नारदादी प्रिय वर्गे ये प्रेम दुर्लभ. अन्न साधके ते ताहा कबू ना सुलभ.
नारदादी प्रिय वर्गे ये प्रेम दुर्लभ अन्य साधके ते ताहा कभू न सुलभ.
किंतु राधा कुंडे स्नान येई जन करे. मधुर रसे तारे स्नाने सिद्धी धरे.
किंतु राधा कुंडे स्नान येई जन करे मधुर रसे ते तार स्नाने सिद्धी धरे.
अप्राकृत भावे सदा युगल सेवन. राधा पाद पद्म लभे से हरिजन.
अप्राकृत भावे सदा युगल सेवण राधापाद पद्मल भेसेई हरिजन.
श्रीवार्षभनावी करे दयित दासे रे. कुंड तीरे स्नान दिवे निजन करे.
श्रीवर्षभानवी करे दायित दासे रे कुंड तीरे स्नान दिबे निजन करे.
उपदेशामृत भाषा करील दुर्जन. पातकाले हरिजन करीह शोधन.
उपदेशामृत भाष्य करील दुर्जन पाठकाले हरिजन करीह शोधन.
उपदेशामृत धरी रूपानुग भावे. जीवन या पिले कृष्ण कृपा से पारे.
उपदेशामृत धरी रूपानुग भावे जीवन या पीले कृष्ण कृपा से परे.
सत्य त्रेता द्वापरे ये सकल भकत. कृष्ण कृपा लभियाचे गृहस्थ विरक्त.
सत्य त्रेता द्वापारे ये सकल भकत कृष्ण कृपा लभियाचे गृहस्थ विरक्त.
भावी काले वर्तमाने भक्तेर समाज. सकलेर पद राजा याचे दिन आज.
भावी काले वर्तमाने भक्तेर समाज सकलेर पदरज याचे दीन आज.
भक्ती विनोद प्रभू अनुगय जन. दयित दासेर तार पदे निवेदन.
भक्ती विनोद प्रभु अनुग ये जन दायित दासेरे तार पदे निवेदन.
दया करी दोष हरी बल हरी हरी. उपदेशामृत वारी शिरोपरी धरी.
दया करी दोष हरी बोलो हरी हरी उपदेशामृत वारी शिरोपरी धरी.
So this is a conclusion. That's why he gave a lot of purport on this. So Srimati Radhika Krishna Kanta Shiromani. He's saying Srimati Radharani is a crest jewel amongst the lovers of Krishna. He's a Kanta Shiromani. Hmm. He's the most dear, most beloved amongst the lovers of Krishna. And Krishna Priya Madhye Tara Samanahi Dhani. And then no one is equal to her good fortune. No one is equal to her. It's not that anyone can achieve her position. It's like just, no one can just equal her. Munigana Shastre Radha Kundera Varnana. And Munigana, the different sages are describing the glories of Radha Kund. Gandharvika Tulya Kunda Kara ye Ganana. The sages have declared that this Kunda is equal to Gandharvika, that is Srimati Radharani. And as we actually, one thing I was just when we were reading this, I could understand if you see the purport of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada is just following what Bhakti Thakur is writing there. Like if you see Narada, he said Narad Muni Sanak, even for them is very difficult. That's why Naradadi Priya Varge, Ye Prema Durlabha, it's so rare, difficult to achieve even for Narad Muni and for others. Anya sadhakite taha kabuna sulabha, and what to speak of others who are simply sadhakas following Vaidhi Bhakti. It's so rare for them. Kintu Radha Kunde Stana Yehi Jana Kare. But those who take bath in this Radha Kund, Madhura Rasete Tare, Snana Siddha Dhari. And they are Madhuri Ras. They get an opportunity. Aprakrita Bhave Sada Yugala Sevana. Such servants of Hari will receive transcendental service to the divine couple. Yugala Sevana. Radha Pada Padma Labhe Se Harijan. For such a devotee, they can attain the lotus feet of Radha Pada. They can achieve that lotus feet of Radha especially. And then when he's saying Sri Varsha Bhanavi Kare, Varsha Bhanavi is, who is Varsha Bhanavi?
राधा रानी
रानी
Yes.
वृषभानुस्तोत्र
Varsha Bhanavi Kare Daita Das. Daita Das, that is Varsha Bhanavi Daita Das, is the name of Bhaktivedanta Thakur. So make this servant, that is Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, of her beloved of her own. Kunda Tire Sthana Dive Nijana Kare. Then allow him to bathe on the bank of her Kunda. That means he understands one thing, it's not by our own endeavor. We can't just go there and take a bath. And when Srimati Radharani allows her, then only we can take bath there. Yes, Upadeshamrita Bhasha Karila Durjana. He said, this unfortunate soul, who is Durjana, he has composed Upadeshamrita Bhasha. At the time of reciting these verses, may the devotees of Lord Hari kindly correct them. Patakale Harijana Kariva Shodhana. Just see what a humility Bhaktivinoda Thakur is carrying. He said, I have written this, but while readers can find any faults, so please correct them. Kindly correct them. He himself is telling. Upadeshamadhari Rupanuga Bhave. Those who accept the immortal instruction, Upadeshamrita, and spend their lives following Rupa Goswami will attain the mercy of Krishna for sure. Jivana yapile Krishna kripa se pare. At the end of the life, for sure they are going to attain the mercy of Krishna. Following by teachings of Rupa Goswami. Satya Treta Dvapare ye Sakala Bhakata. All the devotees who appeared in Satyayug, Tretayug, and Dvapar they can be Krishna Kripa Labhiyache Grihastha Virakta. Both householders and renunciate attain the mercy of Krishna. That means it doesn't matter which ashram you are. If you're a Grihastha, you have still equal opportunity to get Krishna Prem. Like a brahmachari can also get that Krishna Prem. It's beyond ashram. That's what I'm saying. Bhavi Kale Vartamane Bhaktir Samaj. Today this following source, he prays for the foot dust of the entire Vaishnava community. Now this is another height of humility we can see here. Now he's saying Sakala Pada Rajay Achitina Ajay. He's saying that one thing he's praying for the foot dust of the entire Vaishnava community, of whom? Those devotees that are present, Vartamane Bhakta, and those who will appear in the future, Bhavi Kale, in future they'll appear. So what an humility we can see exhibited by Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur. Not only now, current Vaishnava, the future Vaishnava also, please give their foot dust on my head so I can purify myself. Bhakti Vinoda Prabhu Anuga Ye Jana. Daita Das, that is Bhaktivinoda Thakur, offers his prayers to the feet of those persons who are followers of his divine master. Who is divine master? Bhaktivinoda Thakur. For such a persons, Daita Dasar Tara Pade Nivedan, he is offering his prayers, offering his request. Dayakari Dosha Hari, Bala Hari Hari. He said, please be merciful, remove my faults and chant Hari Hari. Upadeshamruta Vari, Shuroparidhari. And please accept these ambrosial instructions of Sri Upadeshamruta on your head and make them as your life. This is what Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur is making a comment for all of us. You can see the greatness and the humility of these acharyas. It's so amazing. So we have one of our devotees in this. He has sent me a message. I don't know if he'd like to tell me his name, but he has mentioned to me that he's currently at Radhakund. What a good fortune because of his association. I think so. We are reading something and we are actually practically experiencing that Radhakund also in that verses. So that's why it's a great fortune that we got to dwell on those verses, discuss these verses. In fact, even by speaking on these verses or discussing or hearing on these verses, it is as good as being at that place. Because we go to yatra for a physical place, but moreover we see the dham through instead of our eyes from our ears. Similarly, hearing the glories of such places is as good as being at that place. That's our good fortune we have. Okay, let me see if I have something else to share with all of you on this.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Yes, bro.
I know the name of the devotee who is at Radhakund.
I also know. but I don't know that he may like to whether he's comfortable or not.
Yes,
That's what
yes.
it's mentioned.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. I am here. Ravi Roshan, your servant.
So Ravi Roshan Poo is serving His Holiness. Yes,
Radha Govind Maharaj.
1 minute. I got something here. So I
His
was
Holiness Radha Govind.
His Holiness Radha Govinda Goswami Maharaj there at Radhakund. So what else one can look for? Serving spiritual master at the highest place of the entire existence. इससे और better क्या हो सकता है? What is more better than this? So I'm just looking for something. Yes. Now, as you said, I was telling you how Radharaman Das Goswami, he's one of the original translators of this or commentators on Upadeshamrita. He's saying here, now what one will attain by taking shelter of Sri Radhakund, as we discussed in the previous verse. While giving the conclusion in this regard, the author specifies the attainment of prema as a result of such shelter in this verse. That's what happens here. He continues ahead, he said, the Krishna prema of Sri Radha is very rare even for those devotees like Narad, who are renowned as being dear to Krishna. The implied meaning is that such a variety of Krishna prema is impossible for them to attain. However, this Radhakund becomes the manifester of the object of Krishna prema for the individual who bathes in it. The rhetorical question continues from the previous verse. Who will not take shelter of Sri Radhakund? If you see many places, says, who will not take shelter of Sri Govardhan? Who will not take shelter of gopis? In the same way. Continues by saying, thus by a small fraction of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya, this Upadeshamrita, now he also is exhibiting his gratitude, Radharaman Das Goswami, that by a small fraction of the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Upadeshamrita Prakashika, which is a commentary by Radharaman Das Goswami, commentary has been created by me, Radharaman Das, the son of Sri Govardhan Lal and the servant of Sri Radharaman DT. This commentary has been written according to my intelligence for the sake of bestowing happiness on Sri Chaitanya's devotees. That is a goal you can see of Radharaman Das Goswami writing this commentary. Now, Bhakti Thakur also has mentioned on this. He has not written a poem on this, that's all, but he has written elsewhere that the 11th verse is composed for the purpose of strengthening the resolve about the ultimate goal of life in the sadhaka's heart by describing the innate glories of Sri Radhakunda. Sri Radhika is the highest repository of love of Sri Krishna, and she is dearer to him than all other beloved gopis. And like that, he also says the same thing. Even Bhakti Thakur gives a similar understanding. That Upadeshamrita is a necklace and the source of life of the devotees. Shri Radharaman Das Goswami wrote an excellent commentary on this text. He writes, our Bhakti Thakur writes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to teach the science of separation of Vipralambha for the sake of nourishment and of union. Nowadays, there are many cheaters posing as Gaura Bhaktas. Devotees should kindly stay away from these Apasampradayas. Follow the path of the Mahajanas and render service to Vrajagopis in the mind by becoming their devout eternal follower. Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur ordered me to write a commentary on this text. As soon as I finished my commentary on the 8th verse, he departed from this world. This commentary had been completed on Bhadrapad 22nd Gaurabda 428, that is, according to English calendar, 6 September 1914 at Chandrasekhar Bhavan, Mayapur. This is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes. Now, Jiva Goswami writes in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are 10 prominent gopis of Krishna. The name will not be exact sequence, but they are like just written 10 names. The first one is Gopali, the other name is Gayatri, Palika, Dhanya, Vishakha, Dhanishta, Radha, Anuradha means Lalita. And Somabha is also Chandravali, Taraka, and Dashami. And there are 10 prominent gopis of Krishna. Generally, generally we see Chandravali as someone who is in opposite party. But please understand, she is not a demon. She also loves Krishna very dearly. And here is one description about her love for Krishna, which I'm going to just read for all of you. Oh Sakhi, now this Chandravali is saying, oh Sakhi, even if that old lady, Bharunda, chastises me, and even if Rahul like rumors eclipse my moon like lineage, still the bumblebee of my eyes are not able to give of the sweet honey like glancing at the lotus feet of Sri Madhusudan, that is Krishna. That's her love for Krishna. And then what is prem of Radharani for Krishna? Fairly. She also expressed her love for Krishna. And then like you might have heard the stages, no, different stages. Ado Shuddha से लेके करते करते प्रेम तक आता है. फिर हमने प्रेम तक ही सुना है आज तक. But in prem also there are different stages. है ना? No, if you remember when you might have heard in Chaitanya Leela that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go into ecstasy, only 3 people would understand. Swarup Damodar was one who would understand what has happened to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was one of the Sakhis of Srimati Radharani. So basically, a comparison is given between sugarcane as well as this prema stage. So the first is called rati. Rati means it's like it's compared to the sugarcane seed. Next stage is prema. Prema is like condensed rati, which is like sugarcane. Sneha. So when prem melts the heart on the beloved, it's like sugarcane juice. Sneha. Then comes mana. We say man lila. Radharani did man lila. So mana is like crookedness which arises due to increase in sneha. That man is compared to jaggery. Then comes his pranaya, where heightened man leads to feeling of oneness of one's body, mind, words with the lover's body, mind, and words. So they're like that's very high stage for us. That's theoretical. It's compared to the unrefined raw brown sugar blocks for us. Then comes rag for the stage. It compared to white sugar blocks, where it's like a heightened state of pranaya, where any distress relates to Krishna starts appearing as joy. Then comes other 7 stages anuraga, the heightened state of raga, where there is constant newness in the relationship, even when one has met the lover many times. That is like refined white sugar blocks. And then comes the topmost, that is Mahabhava, the highest state of Anuraga, experienced only in Sri Radhika's group of gopis. The highest type of Mahabhava is Madanakya Mahabhava, experienced only by Sri Radha. It's well shaped, refined, crystal, white sugar blocks compared to that. So this is like hierarchy of prema, is there? And it goes like that. I think that is sufficient for us to understand about this thing. Any questions? I was seeing one more reference which I am just looking for it. If I find it, I can share that also.
So if you can also share the tables and mapping of verses.
Yeah, everything I want to share. मैं सोचा एक ही बार कर देता हूँ अभी.
हाँ.
I forgot it last time. I'm not able to open it up, so maybe some issue with that. Okay, any other general questions, anything you want to ask in terms of this Upadesh Amrita? We can end it early. I started so late, but at least we can end on time.
Maybe devotees have question regarding exams. Maybe I'll discuss with Rukmini Vallabh Prabhu and then share on the group.
Yeah. Technical questions with him. Then I think so. We'll end here at this point. It seems devotees are already answered their questions and the
Hare
whole.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, I have this question from the fourth verse, I think, relations with.
Is it audible, Prabhu? I'm not able to hear.
Not audible. Ataji, if you can speak up a little bit.
Am I audible now, Prabhu?
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Maybe my throat is not okay.
you want to put on chat. That's
So,
also.
Prabhuji, I have a question on. Okay, I'll prefer to speak, Prabhu.
Okay.
I'll just turn off my mic.
Please. You can speak.
Am I audible now, Prabhu?
Yeah, very much audible. Yes.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, my question is on the fourth verse where we were talking about the relationships with devotees. So, Prabhuji, sometimes the situations come where we have some instructions from our superiors, but our mind is not ready to accept them, not because we are not willing to, but we have some other reasons to do that. And we don't want to give those reasons also because we feel that will again make an offense. So are we doing it right way, like taking the instructions without actually meaning it to serve, although we do have that this could be done this way, and this is my suggestion maybe, or opinion, or maybe my offering. So should we communicate these kind of things, or should we just take the instructions that are coming as it is? Because sometimes those instructions, they play with our mind also, like accept as it is. So
Actually, if
what
you
we
see,
should do in that situation?
yeah, first case where to understand. Actually, this used to happen with me also personally. Sometimes I wanted to connect with devotees. Initial days I'm saying. I used to feel, I'm trying to connect with devotees. I want to make friendship with devotees, but then I'm getting a different experience altogether. But then elsewhere, when I hear my spiritual master, I hear my superiors, they also always keep on talking about those things. Is it that they're telling lies? No, they're not telling lies. It's absolute. What they're saying is absolute. But at least as of now, I'm not in the position to apply those instructions. That means somewhere I am lacking. It's my lacking. It's my disqualification that I am not able to apply those instructions right now in the current state what I'm in. And that's why now I have to give my best. And at least one has to theoretically understand initially that okay fine, मेरे को भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. But ये जो बोल रहे हैं हमारे गुरु या फिर प्रभुपाद या फिर अदर वैष्णव, that's absolute. And so at least when we are aware कि बाबा, we understand that मैं इंस्ट्रक्शन फॉलो कर नहीं पा रहा हूँ. That itself is a great revelation. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी को डिसीज हुआ है, तो डिसीज के उसको पता ही नहीं क्या है गॉट अ डिसीज इन माय बॉडी and is continuing with a normal life. So is it better, or when someone's disease is exposed, that is better?
So it should be exposed so that they can get the correct treatment. It should be exposed so that they can get the correct treatment.
Yeah, so at least now we are aware कि बाबा मेरे को तो मतलब मेरे को इंस्ट्रक्शन मिला है मेरे सुपीरियर से, और फिर मैं तो फॉलो नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ अभी. That means somewhere I am short, I am lacking somewhere, है ना? That means I need to now take more guidance, associate with those devotees who are actually following those instructions. So मेरा need ज़्यादा है अभी, है ना? It's my need. I need to look for it. Gradually I want to come to the point where I can follow what my superiors are telling. फॉलो से अच्छा बोलूंगा मैं कि उसको अप्लाई करने के लिए मैं अभी करंटली क्वालिफाइड नहीं हूँ फॉर व्हाट्सएवर रीजन. नाउ आई नीड टू वर्क अपॉन दैट एंड ओवरकम माय सिचुएशन.
Okay, that means we have to take it as it is.
Yeah, because you have to understand. अभी देखो, we read in one of the shlokas about this sugar cane. जॉन्डिस के बारे में पढ़ा हमने, है ना. जॉन्डिस अभी शुगर केन थोड़ी कड़वा होता है ना, बट हमको कड़वा लग रहा है बिकॉज आई एम डिसीज्ड. मैं डिसीज्ड हूँ इसलिए मुझे शुगर केन कड़वा लग रहा है ना.
Yes,
तो प्रॉब्लम किसका है? शुगर केन का प्रॉब्लम है कि मेरा प्रॉब्लम?
मेरा प्रॉब्लम है.
मेरा प्रॉब्लम है ना. तो मुझे प्रयास करना है कि मुझे खुद को डिसीज कंडीशन से बाहर निकालना है. once I come out of the disease condition, then I can taste sugar cane juice, which is anyways sweet. Now it will appear to me sweet. So that means what? These instructions are applicable. जो आपको मिला है फोर्स लो का, जैसा आपने बोला है, पॉसिबल है उसको करना, बट मुझे अभी मैं रेडी नहीं हूँ उसको अप्लाई करने के लिए. Gradually by that association, by the practices, by offering prayers, then gradually we become ready for applying those instructions. But it may take some time. थोड़ा उत्साह, निश्चय, धैर्य मेंटेन करके ठीक है, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. मैं तो मैं डिसीज्ड हूँ, तो इसलिए मैं कि तो अभी अवेयर कि बाबा मैं डिसीज्ड हूँ एंड आई नीड टू ओवरकम दैट इटसेल्फ इज अ ग्रेट रेवोल्यूशन. पता चला कि ठीक है, नाउ आई एम नॉट एबल टू फॉलो इंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ माय सुपीरियर्स बिकॉज of my shortcoming, of my weakness, of my somewhere where I need to improve. ठीक है, does it make sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. I mean, yes, right. It's better to improve on ourselves.
Yeah.
That is what I.
And we can take guidance for that. Sometimes, when we take regular guidance from whomever we are taking guidance from, they may modify that thing for us.
Actually, my question was that only, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
That sometimes if we even disagree also, should we communicate that or should we tolerate
Yeah,
that?
we should
That was my basic question.
Communication is must. We should communicate.
And that while having that communication itself, I feel, is it a Vaishnava aparad? Because I definitely understand that I am asking question that I am not willing to follow your
You are
instruction.
putting yourself saying that you told me this, but I am unable to follow it. Now it can be because of somewhere I am lacking somewhere, or it's like I may have the instruction have to be modified. दोनों में से एक चीज करना पड़ेगा, है ना.
No, I got it, Prabhuji. I mean, we have to show our incompetence and then we can humbly ask them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
ठीक है.
Sometimes tolerance is also like it is then running up in the mind. So that is why I asked this question. Should we take it out of our mind or should we just simply tolerate?
In bhakti is to communicate. We just can't imagine, okay, ठीक है वैष्णव पर हो जाएगा तो कैसे बोलूं मैं, नहीं. In fact, by not talking, we may commit emotional in our minds also so much.
Yeah, that is what.
It's
Thank
for
you for clarifying that. Yes.
ठीक है माता जी. Okay. Anything else?
Can I ask Prabhuji one question?
Yeah, please.
Currently, I am at home, and my sisters, they want to come for this Raksha Bandhan, and I'm not having any relation. Means for last many years, I generally have not entertained anybody at my home, and my wife, she says she's always wants to make my material conditioning very strong, and I'm trying to come out of it.
So,
I hope you understand. So what should I do in situations?
Actually, many times now we generally have very shallow understanding about being material. Now, sometimes some things are there like this, like for example, Raksha Bandhan is there. तो उसमें क्या होता है कि बस कभी-कभी क्या होता है, इट्स अ वेरी स्मॉल थिंग टू बी डन. छोटा चीज होता है ना, जस्ट मिलो, आके पहना दिया, यू गिव सम प्रसाद, यू गिव सम गिफ्ट, हो गया. It just takes sometimes some very short time. But if we अभी क्या होता है ना, आपको पूरा ओवरऑल पिक्चर देखना पड़ेगा. जैसे आपके केस में मुझे पूरा स्टोरी तो पता नहीं, बैकग्राउंड तो पता नहीं, बट आई एम जस्ट प्रिंसिपल ट्राइंग टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन कि कभी कभी क्या होता है कि चीज छोटी होती है और व्हेन यू डू इट, ठीक है अभी कर लो उसको, तो उससे घर के लोग सब शांत रहते हैं. peaceful rhythm. You don't, so much inhibit your practice of bhakti. But if you sometimes if you just if you go against the whole thing, सर ये सब क्या है, सब भौतिक है, ये सब नहीं चाहिए, that may disturb the entire atmosphere at home, number one, and number second, then that may make them less potential to accept Krishna consciousness in future. They may say अरे बाबा ये लोग भक्ति बनने के बाद ऐसा कुछ करते हैं, इतना इतना रेडिकल जैसा बन जाते हैं, है ना. Then they feel, उनको लगेगा ठीक है, बेटर मैं ही अच्छा हूँ. I'll tell you one example. Recently, we had gone to this Dindi. We take our devotees for walking from Behu to Pandharpur, 250 kilometers walk, along with Sankirtan. So, one place, what happened is there was a toll gate, and our book distribution van had gone there for book distribution. तो फिर वो जाके जब आया था तो वो रिवर्स रूट में पुलिस ने रोक दिया था. तो जैसे पुलिस वहां पे रोका था, नाकाबंदी जैसा किया था, तो दैट टाइम वन ऑफ द devotee was driving the vehicle. He became very wild on that police. He became very wild. वो चिल्लाया, बोले क्या है आपको समझता नहीं कि हम धर्म काम कर, ये करे वो करे, ऐसा करे ऐसे करे. तो फिर पुलिस ने बोला मैं आपको गाड़ी छोड़ूंगा ही नहीं अभी. तो बाद में मुझे पता चला, फिर मैं और हमारे श्रीपाद से प्रभु, आप शायद जानते होंगे श्रीपाद से वन ऑफ सीनियर डिवोटीज ऑफ एनवीसी टेंपल.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
सो बोथ ऑफ अस वी हैड गॉन देयर. वो टोल गेट पे गए पुलिस को मिलने. हम दोनों गए, उनको प्रणाम किया, उनको बोला कि सॉरी सर कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया शायद से, हम लोग इसलिए आपको मिलने आए. तो वो वेरी, मतलब वी वर स्टन्ड. ही सेड अरे, वो बोले स्वामी जी आपके जो लोग हैं ये कैसे बात करते हैं. मैं छोड़ने को नहीं नहीं बोला था, मैं छोड़ने को नहीं नहीं बोला था. आई सेड आई विल लीव ऑल ऑफ यू, बस वेट फॉर सम टाइम, बट नाउ दे हैव बिकम वाइल्ड ऑन मी. बोले आप लोगों से अच्छा तो मैं हूँ, मैं ना भक्ति करता हूँ, ना जप करता हूँ, ना कुछ करता हूँ, पर मैं लोगों से अच्छे से व्यवहार तो करता हूँ. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, yes,
Sometimes on
Prabhuji.
the name of being transcendental, we create such a havoc, we create such a negativity. We do anti-preaching sometimes. In a West, in America, they have a saying. They say like that. They common saying. Logo mein they say like that. They say, they pray to Jesus Christ. They pray to Jesus Christ. They say to Jesus Christ, my dear Jesus Christ, please save us from your followers. है ना. तो इसलिए इट्स अवर पार्ट वेयर हाउ वी डील विद देम. वी हैव टू गिव देम सच एन एक्सपीरियंस टू एवरीवन, एंड दे शुड फील अरे बाबा ये लोग इतने, हाउ दिस पीपल आर सो नाइस, दे आर सो कंजीनियल, दे सो फ्रेंडली. आई आल्सो बी वांट टू बी पार्ट ऑफ दिस. सो मेनी टाइम्स नो द मोस्ट एंटी प्रीचिंग इज डन बाय डिवोटीज, बाय आवर सो कॉल्ड apparent transcendental behavior. So when I see situation, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying that as a principle, sometime when these things may require very few minutes, 5-10 minutes of a day, and if you just do that, everyone is happy, then their chance to take to Krishna consciousness also increases. But to see in terms of that also, from long term point of view, that whether this dealing is going to, it will going to add for them to take. When my mother got cancer, I was in that fervor. मैं एकदम ऐसा मूड में था कि अरे थी मदर शुड चैंट 16 राउंड्स नाउ, कैंसर हो गया अभी, क्या दिस इज लाइक very deadly disease, so at least now chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds. I took her to Bhakti Hospital. कभी जो डिवोटी डॉक्टर थे, I was talking to them, I know कि हमारे my mother should chant 16. वो लेकर भैया तो शांत रहो, होले होले धीरे धीरे, don't make her a pure devotee in a day. Yeah. They told me
Yes, Prabhuji.
you give her an experience of Krishna consciousness. I said not Krishna consciousness, give her an experience of Krishna consciousness. Serve her nicely, give prasad to her, whatever required, take care of her, and just see that after that she herself will feel inspired to take to chanting of Hare Krishna. That's what happened. So my point is that we have to be very careful when we are dealing, because everyone and everywhere else we are presenting ourselves, and in the process of presenting ourselves, we are presenting the entire Krishna conscious movement to them. For us, for them, ISKCON means we are ISKCON for them, and whatever we deal, whatever we interact with them, that's what they feel. ISKCON में ऐसे ही होता है, ऐसे सिखाते. ठीक है, वैकुंठ बिहारी प्रभु.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I met you in Pandharpur. I saw you also. I called you also.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
So
Prabhuji.
I
I
take this
saw you.
opportunity to thank Shrikant Prabhu personally to coordinate such this event so nicely, so that all of us we get opportunity to be with each other and discuss this Upadesha Amrita. and dwell into the teachings of Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and get some nectar from that. Amrita. I hope some Amrita has come. In the whole process, there may be some visha, some poison here and there. So that's because of my own impurities, uh, my own weaknesses. But whatever we try to present, that is from parampara, so that the message is pure. I myself is not yet purified much. And over and above, I may speak all those things, but I am also struggling to practice, follow these things in my life. I am also sadhaka. So all of you, please bless me, and please forgive my offenses in the process of my teaching. And thank you so much for all your association. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Actually, all of us are very, very grateful. You taught such nicely. Such a difficult topic also. But you, with your experiences, so many examples, and it was really, really very like flowing. We always felt that the class is getting over early, even though even though we were like hearing for 2 hours.
Yes.
Never felt like that, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
And I'm sorry for some changes in timings I made because of somehow my life is quite is beyond my control sometimes. I'm at Kolhapur now. So the previous program got spilled. Now next program is waiting. My Prasad is also waiting.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
this and
Thank you very much. Hare
thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Thank you.
Very much, Prabhuji. Lot of introspection. Thank you so much.